This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
SOE controller revealed SOE orders. Looted items retrieved by law enforcers. And higher education institution urged to remain politically neutral.
A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Louis Maingu. Thank you for joining us. In a press conference held yesterday at the police headquarters in Port Moresby, Acting Commissioner of Police and Controller of the current state of emergency, Donald Yamasombi, revealed the latest developments in the efforts to maintain public safety.
SOE controller Yamasombi announced that the state lawyers, in collaboration with the Royal PNG Constabulary lawyers, have drafted comprehensive orders for the 14-day state of emergency. The obvious SOE orders were effective as of yesterday evening. These are dispersal of any gathering exceeding 2 individuals by both the police and defense force. Random roadblocks have been implemented. These checkpoints aim to identify offensive weapons in vehicles or on persons, as well as to curb the transportation of illicit substances.
There's something that has never been done by our members because of too much running around in vehicles. That is search on persons, and that's something that we will be encouraging through this state of emergency. That anyone carrying any offensive weapon will be stopped, searched, and if they do carry anything on them, will be arrested.
While emphasizing the security measures, Yamasombi clarified that there would be no citywide curfew. However, a directive was issued for nightclubs in Port Moresby to close by 10 p.m. This move aligns with the efforts to reduce late-night social gatherings, ensuring compliance with the state of emergency regulations in order to restore peace and normalcy in the nation's capital.
The governor for Morobe Province, Luto Wenge, spoke on the increase in tax, saying it wasn't a technical glitch but an implemented law that the government has and had increased the tax.
During an interview, Governor Wenge made mention of the tax increase and how the government is to be blamed for the chaos that erupted around the country and mostly in the nation's capital. Governor Wenge added in regards to what the government phrased as a technical glitch is a lie the government made.
They were implementing the law. It's not a technical glitch. The law, they passed the law. I remember it very clearly. I circulated the copy yesterday. I don't have the copy now. Right? It says the government has increased the tax.
Wenge stated the country has been earning more money from its resources, which have been exploited over the years, and governments after governments have done nothing to develop the country and help its people. He added on by calling out the Prime Minister to call an urgent parliament sit-in and revoke the tax increase to sort out all these problems. He further added, if the government further increases the tax, they must know it will have an impact on the lives of the people. What transpired is a clear example of bad leadership when joint forces and the people are going against the decisions of the government. Claire Mauta, National Emtv News.
With the recent mayhem in the nation's capital, many people use social media platforms to make assumptions that this misunderstanding and the issues lies with the Internal Revenue Commission and anticipate the suspension of the Commissioner General. However, it has been clarified by the Prime Minister that these issues related to the glitch with the Alesco payroll system does not involve IRC.
Following the formal announcement by the Prime Minister sidelining the heads of the Department of Personnel Management, Police Head, along with the Secretary for the Department for Treasury, mixed reactions sprouts from the public. Many remain uncertain, raising concerns on the social media platform, highlighting that the Internal Revenue Commission should be blamed for this. However, this question was posed to the Prime Minister by this newsroom, and this was his response.
Naturally, IRC is an agent of government who's just doing what the policy is and what they're supposed to do. This is not an IRC-related issue. this is a treasury finance-related issue in terms of reconfiguration of the payroll system. So people should be properly informed. It's not IRC, but us here at the management of the payroll systems.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The unrest in Port Moresby and around the country has cost business houses millions of kina in damages. For Port Moresby City, Governor Powes Pakop said the combined losses of all the business houses affected could possibly amounted to over 100 million kina.
Apologizing to the representatives of the affected business houses, NCD Governor Powes Pakop said some of them may choose to close operations as the cost of recovery may be too high. If that happens, it will not be good for the city as many people will lose their jobs and the city's revenue depends on those business houses through the taxes collected from them.
Some of them have given their life and soul to Port Moresby and Papua New Guinea. I wouldn't be surprised if they are questioning themselves the rationale of being here in Port Moresby and Papua New Guinea. They've given everything to our people and to our city and to our country. And is this how we acknowledge and reward them?
Brian Bell Group Chairman Ian Clow appreciated Governor Pakop's efforts in trying to help the business houses remain and continue operations. A tearful Mr. Clow said as much as they tried to help Papua New Guineans, the people themselves let them down that day.
The senseless burning of property is just something that I have not seen in my lifetime in Papua New Guinea. I accept vulnerable people will loot properties, and I don't condone it, but I accept that this happens all over the world. But the senseless burning of properties by people is just a new thing for Papua New Guinea, and it's completely unacceptable. We would be back in business far quicker if we didn't have this ridiculous and senseless behaviour. But as a result of this, business colleagues are going to take weeks, months, years to recover from what we've experienced.
Clow said the biggest problem for those business houses is insurance companies will not cover damages caused by civil unrest. And he suggested some ways the government can help those businesses that rely on imports, such as fixing the FX issues the country has been facing.
Thank you for your offer of relief in taxes, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. But helping the Physical Planning Board move applications forward very quickly so we can rebuild. Let's get our people back to work. Our government can help us where we can't get insurance to help us buy stock. We need our government to fix this foreign exchange debacle to allow us to buy product to get our communities back to where they were. We need to have access to foreign exchange to import goods to get our communities back to where they were. And all of the things that our government can do are going to be critical over the next few weeks and months.
Nesfund CEO Rajiv Sharma said not only business houses have lost, but all the 650,000 plus members of Nesfund have made a loss in terms of dividends this year, as Nesfund is a significant shareholder in businesses such as Brian Bell and CPL Group. Edson Koso, National Emtv News.
Wednesday, the 10th of January 2024 will go down in the history as one of PNG's darkest day. NCD Governor Powes Pakop took time yesterday to apologize to the business community who have suffered millions of kina in losses after the mayhem.
Governor Pakop says PNG has experienced many challenges such as the Bougainville crisis and Sandline crisis, and the 10th of January unrest will go down in history as one of the darkest days in PNG, but especially for Port Moresby City. The sad thing about the riots was that the business houses that were attacked were innocent. Pakop said the city's economy depends on those business houses.
First and foremost, on behalf of our capital city, I want to offer our deepest apologies to all the corporate houses who have suffered terrible losses, economic losses, physical destruction and mayhem. They also major contributors to our economy. Big tech space, they are a major part of Port Moresby's economy, and Port Moresby's economy is almost half of our national economy. We don't have mines and oil and gas and gold and copper here in Port Moresby, but retail, wholesale, service industry, service stations.
The businesses that suffered the most were not just ordinary business houses, but are big brand names in the city and the country. Pakop said Brian Bell and Papindo are Papua New Guinean brand names, while for CPL Group, Stop and Shop is synonymous with Port Moresby City, while Papindo and Bismillah is synonymous with Gerehu. Other emerging businesses such as Elisio and Dashbash also suffered in the riots.
And as part of getting our city back to recovery and getting our corporate business house back to recovery, I want to say this on behalf of the city too. We are looking at means and ways in which we are going to give them relief at our level. The taxes that we normally charge the corporates, the GST or land rates or other rates, we will be reviewing that so that we can offer in our way some level of compensation and assistance to their recovery.
Minister assisting the Prime Minister and member for Moresby South, Justin Kachenko, shared similar sentiments, saying the government must look at strategies to help those business houses who suffered so that they can rebuild and continue to do business in the city and the country. Both Pakop and Kachenko said their priority right now is to fix the security in the city, as they have lost confidence in the NCD Police Command as they allowed the riots to happen across the city. Governor Pakop concluded by calling on all residents of Port Moresby to show remorse and come together to help clean and restore the city. Edson Kuso, National Emtv News.
Despite losing millions in damages following the January 10 riots, major business houses operating in Port Moresby made it clear that they will remain and continue to do business and serve the people.
Despite losing 3 Stop and Shop supermarkets in the riots, CPL Group founder Sir Mahesh Patel said his company will survive and continue to do business, take care of its employees and serve the people of PNG. Similar sentiments were shared by representatives of other affected business entities such as Brian Bell Group and Papindo. The representatives spoke to NCD Governor Poes Pakop and expressed their grievances but also gave their commitment to the city and the country. Brian Bell's main warehouse in Gerehu was looted and burned. Total cost of loss is yet to be established, but it is estimated to be over 20 million kina. Papindo, who recently spent 20 million kina to rebuild its supermarket that was burnt down in 2018, lost the shop again in the riots. Papindo has been operating in the country since 1974, and this year will be their 50th year of doing business in the country. Bismillah Limited in Gerehu also lost its supermarket, hardware, and other shops as well. Other emerging businesses around the city such as Desbesh, Elisio and other companies have their shops looted and burned by opportunists. But despite that, they have given the assurance to Governor Poes Pakop that they will remain and continue to do business. It will take months or even years to rebuild, but all they ask is that security in the city is restored and guaranteed, and that the government offers some incentives such as tax reliefs and access to foreign exchange so that they can be able to make it back on their feet and continue to serve the country. Edson Kuso, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. A 26-year-old woman has been arrested and charged for cyber harassment under the Cybercrime Act, Section 23, for swearing lay police through Facebook post on Thursday.
The general public are once again cautioned about what they post online. This comes after 26-year-old Garina Gerson Yawa from Minyama in Morobe province, who resides at 10 City, posted on a Facebook account swearing the police in lay, which led to her arrest. In a Facebook post which has gone viral, Gerson Yawa called out the police of helping Asians and that they should let the public break into shops and loot. In a post, she also threatened to harm any police personnel and said that was what youths from her area are saying. Acting Lay Metropolitan Commander James Luan led a formal complaint which resulted in her arrest yesterday afternoon. She has since been locked up at the Lay Top Town cell without bail and will appear in court next week Wednesday. According to police, if she wants to apply for bail, she will have to do that through the court as no bail has been allowed currently. Yawa said she was amongst the group at Kamkumu Bridge on Thursday when the public were engaged in a riot and tried to destroy business houses, and she also alleged that she was hit by a stone thrown by police officers. She also went on to say that police threw the stone at her, which prompted her to post out of frustration. The cybercrime bill is a significant piece of legislation passed to deal with crimes and offences committed against individuals, government agencies or corporate entities through the use of information and communication technologies. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
The residents of the Rainbow suburb of Mosby Northwest, supported by Telecom Limited, came out this morning rallying the community and commuters to partake in the cleanathon starting from Rainbow to Geru and back up to the NCC area. This initiative was done by the public and private sector employees residing in Rainbow to clean up their suburb and the neighboring suburbs with NCDC support.
As per advice from the SOE controller, the residents, telecom and Kalang employees were allowed to proceed with their cleanathon exercise. Hence, urged everyone not to instill fear in the people volunteering in the suburb cleanup. The CEO of Telecom Limited, Amos Tepi, donated 1,000 kina to support the initiative by purchasing water bottles, garbage bag, and other items used for the cleanathon exercise. Amongst those participating was the CEO of the Kalang Advertising Limited, Billy Wartovo, who showed his enormous support in the cleanathon.
Firstly, I would like to say thank you to the organizers, the initiative that these guys have taken. These like-minded people that have decided to take this opportunity to make a difference in the community, and hence they set up this, or they initiated the move to clean part of Mosby Northwest. Kalang, as part of our community obligations, we also want to be part of this. This is an act of worship for all of us here, just to make a difference in the community.
The cleanathon made its way towards the Gerahu roundabout as volunteers cleaned the way. This initiative at the end of the day is to restore normalcy in parts of the nation's capital that were affected by looting of shops on Wednesday. And with the country's 50th anniversary approaching, it is crucial that as Papua New Guinean citizens, we must prepare to celebrate with unity, positivity, and a commitment to positive change. Claire Mauta, National Emtv News.
Police and PNG Defence Force personnel have raided the Geru suburb today to retrieve stolen properties from the Brianbell main distribution center at Geru Stage 6. Some of the looted items were willingly brought to the police and PNGDF as search continues in all parts of the suburb.
Police have conducted roadblocks at exits of Geru suburb in Port Moresby in search of the looted properties of Brianbell Group. They are moving from house to house and recovering items that were looted on Wednesday. Some communities of Geru suburb have willingly brought forward looted items to police. The chairman of the Brianbell Group, Ian Clough, said the main distribution warehouse of Brianbell Group was built in 2019 and had housed nearly 17,000 square meters of products in bulk. The unfortunate incident on Wednesday has cost them 120 million kina worth of goods, including their main distribution center warehouse in Geru.
You know, the senseless burning of this building is just really, really disappointing. It's one thing to loot property, but it's another thing to burn it down. So this, for businesses like ours that have suffered this sort of loss, it takes a long time to rebuild. You don't just build another building of this scale very quickly. And so we're probably going to be looking at 12 to 18 months to fully rebuild this site. But we will rebuild it, and our focus right now is all about rebuilding.
Clough mentioned that they have a warehouse in Lae and they are in the process of building more space in Lae to take pressure off Port Moresby.
And all of our regional locations have small warehouse capacity, but nothing to support the level of inventory that was here. So this was the main warehouse that's fed the entire country.
Clough highlighted that the Brinevel Group has been in Papua New Guinea for 66 years and they are not going anywhere. He added that they are committed to Papua New Guinea and they will continue to provide services to customers, look after their teams and serve the communities.
Condemning the actions of looters and vandals in the nation's capital and some parts of the country, the Pacific Corporate Security Limited hosted a gathering at their headquarters at 6 Mile this morning. The gathering was arranged by PCS to express sorrow, condemning the looting and riots, and do a donation of 250,000 kina to CPL.
The gathering has banners and laps painted on with phrases such as "All PCS nationwide remains united to condemn actions of looting and riots." Others stated, "We bow our heads in shame. We stand with SNS and CPL. Let's rebuild CPL and CPL will survive." These were held all around the gathering as people flocked into the PCS 6 Mile headquarters in shame and sorrow. PCS founder and managing director Jacob Cowper, the management, staff and guards and surrounding communities that gathered raised their voice in sorrow, portraying the unique traditional house cry gathering in PNG upon arrival of Sir Mahesh Patel. When speaking at the gathering, Mr. Cowper revealed that he had a close relationship with the chairman since 2002.
People are thinking relationship. PCS was a company built one time CPL. But more on top of Jela, a business, and me walk him outside. Man to man, people communicate, the people relate. Mayor's Patel say, Mayor's Patel and Constable, you know, also one businessman not into so. And give him life na time na young H-Plan of Papua New Guinea.
Upon his address, Sir Patel expressed gratitude on the thoughtfulness of PCS surrounding communities and the whole of Papua New Guinea.
I'm really appreciative and a big thank you to the whole of Papua New Guinea who've sent messages, and messages are pouring to support. It gives us strength to say we got to keep carrying on. It's not the first time that's happened, but this is the worst in the 40 years that I've been in Papua New Guinea.
Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
While addressing the crowd at the PCS 6 Mile headquarters, Sir Mahesh Patel surprised everyone by giving back the 250,000 kina donation to PCS guards that battled their way through the looting and riots all around the city.
When called to speak during the PCS organized gathering this morning, Mr. Patel took the 250,000 kina check donated by PCS and returned it. Sir Patel explained that it was his way of showing gratitude to PCS and all guards that risked their lives to protect the shops and warehouses attacked around the city.
When you got 20, 30, 50, 100 guards, but we got 1,000 rascals coming in, you can't do anything. You know, I'm glad that no lives were lost, none of you were hurt. So this gesture is, you know, it's a great gesture, Jacob, thank you very much. But we are a public listed company. So what I'm going to do is the same amount of money I'm going to give gift vouchers to all you security guys so you can buy your basic kaikai from our shops.
He advised that gift cards and vouchers will be made available to them to shop at all CPL outlets.
All this will make sure that every penny goes back to you, the frontline people, with gift vouchers. So you're buying some migli kaikai to take home because you guys did it. Despite what happened, you guys had your lives on the line. You know, and I'm glad that you're all alive and safe.
When asked for his thoughts on this display from Sir Patel, Mr. Cowper thanked the chairman, smiling.
I had
a close bonding relationship with him. And then that prompted me to do what I've done. And he said that, yes, rightly say that he wants to give it back to the workforce. That's his discretion. So he wants to provide visa for them and shopping vouchers for them, and then go and do the shopping. That's okay.
Even during tough times, Seb Patel still manages to amaze everyone with his heart for PNG. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
One of the main issues brought about by the Wednesday crisis is how local small business enterprises and farmers will be affected, and where do they go to sell their fresh produce after this. Sir Mahesh Patel points this out in a joint press conference on Thursday and also today at the Pacific Corporate Service 6 Mile Gathering.
As a major buyer of fresh produce and other farming products from local farmers and SMEs in the country, CPL has lost 3 of its major shops in flames and 2 others damaged. This will have a toll on all SME farmers around the country as their supply chain is affected. Sir Patel is concerned for those SME owners and farmers as their livelihood is largely dependent on his shop's orders.
What should I tell my farmers? What shall I tell my SME suppliers in Goroka, in Wewak, and Hagen that we help develop their products? To say, listen, next month onwards, 4 of our stores are dead. They're razed to the ground. We don't need 2,000 bottles of coconut oil or honey or coffee. We can only take 1,000. Where will they sell that? Where will their livelihood go to?
The largest number of these SME owners and farmers live in rural areas, and moving their produce into the city is an expensive exercise for them.
Guy from Goroka wrote to me yesterday to say, I've sent 100 kilograms of cacao, my son is going to come and sell it to you, and that will pay his school fees. Right? Now, what am I going to tell this child? To say, I can't buy your cacao because our shops are burnt. You can't go to school because you can't get school fees. It's not good enough. It is not good enough.
Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Western Highlands Governor Wairapa has called on the national government to reconsider its decision to have the people vote for local level government presidents. Rapa made this call on behalf of the ward councillors.
Despite the announcement made by the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroi Ewe, highlighting that the people will elect the LLG president come the 24th of August this year, councillors in the province of Western Highlands are raising concerns through the governor of the province, Wairapa. Rapa has requested for the national government to reconsider and allow the old system where the councillors get to elect the president.
Mat sablo man sa stab lo presiding lo ya or councillors sa stab or president the councillors all the time have also stab na council election lo ya please prime minister no can make one change council immediate council say make him no go find president is like way in the stab na libra must go also
Governor Rapa also pinned a spotlight to the councillors' salary dilemma.
You miss around or some Sablakan big man, but you may all broke man, you may all poor man through councillor. Because all people will make him all think people powerful man that got money, no God. So all the time you miss a stop close to the people. But me talking people Papa go them stop on them small councillors.
Responding to this, Prime Minister James Marape assured that this issue has been sorted and councillors will be on the government's payroll commencing this year and onwards, highlighting that they play a pivotal role at the ward level.
Councillors here, Bible putting pay please, trade and road business. Peace officer, village court officials, maybe last of cabinet, I've been working about you to stop the payroll of government. And how we finish.
So you, Councillor, you're making work stuff, not adopting leadership yet. God give me finish here.
The LLG election this year, 2024, will be held on the month of July to August. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Higher education institutions were urged to remain politically neutral in this academic year going forward. The Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Don Pollier, made this statement yesterday in Port Moresby.
The 2024 academic year is set to commence on March, especially for higher education institutions. Minister responsible Don Pollier said institutions must maintain neutral and free without any form of political interference. Minister Pollier provided directives to his secretary, Father Jan Zuba, to disseminate to all institutions in Papua New Guinea.
So I am giving a directive to the secretary within the context of the Higher Education Act and other acts that exist in those individual universities and the colleges and the TVET institutions to be mindful of the fact that political elements I have seen very recently have tried to play politics using institutions of governance and using institutions of higher education, and I would like to urge all the institutions to be mindful of this factor.
The minister stressed that universities and other higher education institutions reinforces fundamental principles of academic integrity and freedom as the cornerstone for higher education and skills development.
Higher education institutions are there to ensure there is academic credibility, integrity, and freedom.
Minister Pollier highlighted that students must not involve in politics based on people's opinions.
Your job is to, of course, discuss the differing opinions and respect one another's opinion. Understanding it in depth as part of your study, but being very careful and vigilant that you do not go outside of the line to getting involved in supporting polarized views or supporting the policy perspective of one political party or one side of the House of Parliament in Papua New Guinea.
Higher education institutions are urged to report any form of political elements found in their premises to the Higher Education Department. Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
Minister Pollier urged students preparing for the 2024 academic year to focus on their studies and refrain from involving in politics based on family ties.
I urge all students to focus on study and study alone. You might have an uncle who is a politician. You might have a father who is a politician. You might have friends and families and tribal people who are on one side of the government, whether they're in the government or in the opposition. That is not your life. You are building your own life. Your uncle's life is not your life. Your father's and your mother's life is not your life. Your life is different, and your life is education before you. And I urge you to not to get distracted by politics and all these other things that go on in society.
The national government has allocated 12 million kina funding to the research institutions in the country to ensure they carry out research and advise government accordingly. This was revealed by the Secretary for Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Father Jan Zuba.
For many years, research institutions have been lacking funding support from the national government to carry out effective research. This year, the national government has shown interventions in that space, as revealed by the dear Secretary.
For many years, we didn't see allocation for research. And this year, each research institutions got a substantial amount of money, between 9 to 12 million each, plus universities, which is Prime Minister first time, and we appreciate very much. We cannot grow a quality of higher education if it's not supported by research. And Prime Minister heard our cry, and he makes sure that this year budget, the allocation for research is done, and it's really, really appreciated by research institutions and by the universities. So all our research institutes, medical research institute, agriculture research, and national research institute get a
PNG Medical Research
Medical Research Institute, they receive money for research, some incentive amount between 8 to 10 million just for research. On top of that, each recognized universities, out of 8, each of them receive funds for research. PM, thank you very much.
Prime Minister James Marape revealed that this support is necessary as they have been underutilizing these important research institutions.
Underutilizing them, so we're ensuring that they're resourced and they do research data to support their own work as well as cross-support other agencies of state for the betterment of our citizens and our people. All right, on the education sector, I just want to say the reason why we come out big in education this year is to impress on our people that education is important.
This statement was made during the Prime Minister's announcement of the 293.1 million kina to commence the 2024 academic year in Port Moresby recently. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League Chairman Sandy Saka stated that the league has promised to recognize technical officials that play an important role in the development of rugby league in the country.
Mr. Saka says the very people that contribute to the development of rugby league in the country are technical officers, especially the coaches, trainers, team managers, physiotherapists, touch judges, club presidents and volunteers, but most of them don't get the commendation they deserve. It's not fair to take their contributions for granted. He will make sure their efforts are appreciated properly. The PNG RFL chairman made a statement when awarding the first lot of technical officers last week during the grand finals of the Highlands Confederation Club Championship, Tokams Cup 2023 at the APAS Oval in Wabeg with trophies, medals and cash prizes. Saka said such practice is carried out in most rugby league playing countries in the world and it will be adopted as part and parcel of growing the sport to the next level. Saka and Highlands Confederation Director Joe Tokame said they will bring the need for recognizing technical officials proposal to the next board meeting in Port Moresby later this month. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Melbourne City's 6 games have come to an end against the Western Sydney Wanderers in the Australian National Soccer League competition.
The Wanderers' Dylan Pereira scored the only goal of last night's match in a 1-0 victory. Meantime, MacArthur scored a 90th minute equaliser in a 3-3 draw with Western United. Over in the Women's A-League competition, Central Coast Mariners secured a 2-1 win over Wellington Phoenix at Leichhardt Oval in Sydney.
City are a quality team. They've got, they got firepower everywhere, so they're a really good side. We knew what we were up against today. We worked hard during the week. Tactically, I think we got a spot on. The boys nailed it as well, and at the end of the day, the effort and the grind was there, and that's what got us over the line.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In southern region, Port Moresby City, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru, partly cloudy with few possible showers. Kerema, partly cloudy with few possible showers. Alotau, partly cloudy with few possible showers. And Popondetta, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. In Momasa region, Lei City, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Medeng, cloudy periods with few showers. Wewak, cloudy periods with few rain showers at times and possible thunderstorms. And Vanimo, cloudy periods with few rain showers at times and possible thunderstorms. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with few possible showers and thunderstorms. Kimbe, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. And Buka, partly cloudy with few possible showers. In the islands region, Mount Again City, cloudy periods with some few showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy period with some showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 13th of January 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Stud Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.